three pillars, right? It's like, mental, spiritual, physical, you know what I mean? I hope they see more than just a workout. You push the weight, Jon, let's go. Pull it, push it. Yes, yes. Whoa. And like, you got the best out of me today, and I hope I got the best.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there were some moments, man. We push. I love that. I love that shit, man. I love being able to just, like when we were on the flies, just it's where we get those extra 5 reps. Force them out, and do them right.
Squeeze! You the same round. One more. Don't just do it. Do it right. Yeah. Nobody in this gym is alone. Like,
right.
That's for darn sure. Like,
yeah. And the energy is great, man. Yeah, I love it, dog.
So much more to come.
Yeah, definitely.
Push! I want it! Let's go! Oh, God!
Yeah. It is. Middle of that chest. That's it. You pull the weight, you push the weight. You pull the weight, you push the weight. Jon, let's go. Pull it, push it. Oh, man.
Man, so this is the first time I actually get to meet Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of his since I came across his Instagram page. I was like, okay, another Puerto Rican in the house over here in Texas too. I was like, we definitely got to link up at some point. But yeah, so it's been some time. Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to have him come over here to Destination and finally get a workout in, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So I was born and raised in San Antonio. Of course, my family's from Puerto Rico. Yeah, man, all my life been there. And just as my man Jon said, encountered each other probably like last year. And yeah, I was working with AD. And now, yeah, here we're in Destination with Better Bodies, with GASP, and had the opportunity. Nick was letting me know, and he was like, yeah, man, when you get a workout? I'm like, yeah, of course I want to get a workout with Jon. I was like, what are you talking about? My Puerto Rican brother from another mother. I was like, hey, Jon, I was like, you lead the way, and I was like, we're gonna push each other. And
yeah, it was good.
Great push session.
Wind that spot. That's your spot. Wind that spot. Yes. You're gonna tell me 15. You're gonna tell me something. Better do what you say, Jon. Come on.
So you were born in San Antonio. I was also born in San Antonio. Fort Sam Houston.
Get out of here.
1989.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. See, ladies.
Yeah.
Did you live there long or no?
No. So actually, my mom was stationed there in the military. I actually got meningitis like within like the first couple weeks. I don't know. I just contracted it at some time. So like I was actually in the hospital for like the first 3 or 4 months of my life, man, fighting for my life as a baby. And that's why I have like these scars and stuff. I don't think I've ever talked about this, but yeah, I have the scars and stuff on my head. I also have some burns here on my ankle because they did some skin graft.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it's definitely a blessing just to even be here, be alive, man, and to be able to grow up and and actually live 100%. So yeah, actually after that, once I was nice and good, I was healed up. And then we moved to Germany. Stayed a couple years out in Germany, Frankfurt.
Okay.
And then moved back over here and grew up in Arlington.
Nice,
yeah.
nice. And then I knew you were telling me that I think your full-time gig is, you know, coaching and things like that. But how'd you? I'm always curious to hear, like, how'd you get into like the fitness realm? You know
Man, actually, it was completely random, and this is where, you know, the belief in God is just so real, man. Because like I was actually standing outside of 24-hour fitness. My mom was working part-time at this smoothie factory. Okay. She was saving money so we can go on vacation. We can go to Disney World. And this guy, he was a bodybuilder. He was competing at the Europa that year, 2005. And it was a week out from the show. He walks up to me. He's like, man, he's like, asked me for my name. He's like, you ever thought about competing in bodybuilding? I was 160 pounds at the time. Yeah. No clue. You know, my mom collected all the Muscle and Fitness magazines. So I had like a bit of an idea of like, you know, what it was about, but I had no clue of what a show was. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, you should check it out. And then just like God's timing is always perfect, man. I asked my brother to drop me off at the show, and I had no money. So I was thinking like this guy was gonna help me out, but I had no clue. I went, he dropped me off at the perfect time, right between prejudging and finals, and I snuck through the gate. I realized that wasn't the entry, so I stuck around and I watched the night show. You know, that's whenever Branch actually won that show.
Get out of here.
It was him and Quincy Taylor got second place.
Okay.
And but actually, I didn't really care so much for the pro bodybuilding. It wasn't what I was like initially attracted to. What really drew me in was watching the amateurs compete and seeing just how, like, just looking at them, man, like, you know, it was somebody that I could obviously, you know, kind of look at and be like, I can be like them. You know, they were obviously much smaller, but just being ripped to shreds and having aesthetic physiques, and so that's what I was like, man, I want to do this.
And then did you, I guess, you start getting into the gym after that?
Well, I'd already been training.
Okay.
Yeah, like it had been ingrained in me.
That was just like into the bodybuilding kind of realm.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then I signed up for the Ronnie Coleman Classic the next year, 2006. 16 years old, got 4th out of 5th place, and me being as competitive as I am, I was like, no way. I was like, I gotta come back, and I ended up doing the Ronnie. The next year I got 2nd, but I won the Europa that year at 17. So yeah, man. And then, you know, it's just history since then.
Okay.
What drew you into bodybuilding?
Oh man, the story begins. So we were actually just talking about it earlier. My wife has never worked out in her life, right? I kid you not. I mean, I can't make this up. One random day. Like I've worked out all my life, you know, basketball, you know, all that good stuff.
Same.
And one random day, she was like, I want to compete. I was like, you want to compete? Like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, I want to compete in bikini. I was like, okay, like, I'm down. Like, you know, you're in it. I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest supporter. You know what I mean? And she was like, yeah, you know, and I'm telling you, I knew nothing 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I knew nothing about bodybuilding. NPC, IFBB, like, it was a blur to me. Of course, you know the big names, right? Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, those are probably,
right.
I didn't even know Branch, I'm telling you, those were like the biggest names I knew. And she looked into it, she got a coach. When she started dieting, that's when I was like, well, you know, like I'm doing now, right? It's like, I'm gonna support you. I'm like, okay, so I started kind of prepping my meals. Never in my life did I count macros. I'm being honest. I knew what macros, what carb, fat, protein, but I never counted them, never had an idea of how many calories I was consuming a day. I was powerlifting, right? So I was just eating, and as long as I made weight, I'm good. And I just started, you know, weighing my food and prepping with her, and she did her first show. She got 5th place. Every show she's done, she's gotten at least top 5. She got 5th place in her first ever show. That was the first time that we've ever like worked out together. Like, it was a surreal moment. And after her first show, I said, nah, I gotta get in this. I said, nah. I was like, if I'm already doing this, I'm like, I'm gonna be fully invested as well. So I got my coach, John Jewett, which I've been with him ever since. And man, I did my first show probably a couple months after that. Got 1st place, got best poser, talked to the judges. I was like, so what's next? And they were like, go do a national show. I was like, okay, I do a national. Okay, all right. Like, told coach, like, hey, man, you know, and 3 months later, did my first junior USAs. I'm like, this is my, you know, there's like, of course, even both shows, there's like 30 plus guys. My first national show, I got 3rd place. I talked to the judges. They're like, do the next national show. It was a month later in Chicago. got my pro card. So I turned pro in 6 months. Total
crazy.
time. From my first show to getting my pro card, 6 months. And it was like, man, if I say a roller coaster, but that was, I mean, no matter what, it's been like a uphill climb. It's like, wow. And then 6 months later, did my pro debut in Dallas. Got first call out, 30 plus guys. That qualified me for the Arnold Classic, 2017. Did the Arnold Classic. So imagine like within a year, not knowing anything about bodybuilding, and I'm doing the Arnold Classic, 2017. That's the year that Ryan Terry won. And I mean, and then, then of course my social media game kind of, starts to pick up, and then, I start to talk to people around me like, hey, be consistent with your social media, you know what I mean? It's all about networking and, surrounding yourself with like-minded people that want to work hard, that want to better themselves.
Absolutely.
That's the only way you're going to progress as well. And, man, I mean, after that, I mean, it's just, and now we're here. I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's so much more, but that was definitely, that first year was like, it was surreal.
Man.
It's still always surreal, you know what I mean? Like meeting great people like yourself.
Yeah, man.
Being in destination, being with better bodies, you know what I mean? Like, it's truly all about who you surround yourself with and where do you the vision. We all have a vision, you know what I mean? And
Good.
Fiber.
Come on. Deep.
yeah,
Deep. Yes. Yes.
He's just getting started.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah.
Finish. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Woo.
Fire.
Baby. Ah. I don't know, but I think I got like 16 reps. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? Let it be known. Let it be known. Let it be known. Yeah. Let it be known. Oh, it's in there. It's in there. Warmed up. Let's go. I like that. Huh? And then yes, sir. I think you got 5 more. 5 more. You like that number, don't you? Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Come on.
Get in there. Get in there. Two more. Yup. You already know. We got the same rep. One more. Don't just do it. Do it right. Yeah.
we can definitely impact so many more lives.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The more light that we get together, I mean, think about the brighter we get. You know what I mean? And it's like, then we turn heads and it's like, oh wow, what are they doing over there? You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm all about that. I'm all about that.
Man, that I think that's one thing to really capitalize on, because that's really, Nick knows this, man. Like, that's what I'm all about. It's just like, I've always been talking about this. That's why I enjoy getting every opportunity I can to be able to collab and get together with just, you know, more and more people, man, because that's what it should be about. It should be, none of us are any different, man. We're here to inspire. You know, we're here to impact people's lives and to do our best, and, you know, by showing us being our best. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, dude, and it's good that I love hearing when somebody like yourself, you know, understands that and gets it. So, you know, we have the same goal in mind, because it's rare, dude. Like, I had a conversation with one of my clients yesterday. He said that, like, in his area, man, it's just not that way. And but obviously it's different here, man. This is why I love being here. This is why, like, you know, when I'm being pulled from one way or another, like, I just always gravitate myself back to destination, man, because this is the spot, dude. And
for me, it's my first time. It's surreal. Like, you know what I mean? I'm big on I'm big, especially like, and you integrate bodybuilding with, you know, what we're doing right now. It's not you against the person next to you. It's how can this is how I think about it. Is how can I get the best out of you? You know what I mean? If you surround yourself with people like that, it's contagious. It's
all
like,
day.
It's you know, it's man, that's where greatness comes out. That's where you know, I'm all about leaving a legacy. You know what I mean? It's like when somebody, you know, my nickname, right, Backzilla. It's like, you know, it's you know, you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. You know, it's when you walk into a place like, and when you and you leave a place, you know, what are they going to say about you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you know, was Backzilla, was Andy, was he just another? Right? We're being real. Was he just another character to just show up? You know what I mean? Or man, was this dude sincere?
Yep.
Did he push me?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Did you know? And so those are the things I think about.
Yeah.
That was the twos over there.
Yeah, that's why.
Shooters
always get on that side.
Yeah, but this shit, look at these feathers, bro. All the way. He's also got that too. Yeah. That other head of the tricep, that lower head. Fully striated. Good.
Feels good. Feels good, you know it's good. Feels good, you know it's good. You gotta show him. You gotta show him, Jon. I'm all about talk. I'm talk. I'm gonna back it up. I know you all about it. I know you all about it. Woo! Don't get me. That's it.
Yep.
Squeeze on him, squeeze on him.
We'll see that it does make them better.
Oh yeah.
And that's, you know, that's,
oh yeah.
That's in essence, that's, man, if we can all, could you imagine, like, I mean, that's why destination is destination. I mean, it's like, that's you know, everybody's mentality here is just, it's surreal, man. I love it. I told you, I'm like, man, y'all gotta make me move down here.
Hey, come on, man.
Y'all gonna make me move down here.
Come on. I'm ready.
Oh, man.
We're ready. But you know, it goes all across the board, though. From every individual. I mean, we had people like, you know, you saw Hunter, Martin Fitzwater just came in. That's the first time I've seen him here. Brett Wilkins. I mean, everyone is nice. Like they're good dudes, and that's what I love to see. You know, Keon, man, Keon came through. It sucks that I wasn't here to come train, man. But you know, just everybody is just good people, bro. And it's just that fire energy, man. And like you said, everyone just makes each other better. And that to me is what bodybuilding should be about, and always what I want to make sure that we continue to bring back.